Society is on the brink, and the public blame everyone but themselves. That works because several players are involved, and they all have part of the blame. The government is one choice. We had a senile chief executive, we now have a malignant narcissist, and each party plays half of the elite agenda. That includes open borders, deficit tax cuts, deficit spending, financial deregulation, and many other class war policies. People on both sides have voted for this dumpster fire since forever. After 50 years, they're still clueless about the agenda and in denial about the corruption in their own party. They miss another detail. Democracy is ruled by the people. Government is corrupt because the public are corrupt. To recap, the masses are greedy and ignorant and easily manipulated through their hatreds. Blaming government is a waste of time, and nothing will change until the public clean up their act. Next up are the financial elite, and they've always been horrific. Previously, they were the strongest fighters and pushed the public around with brute force. Now they're narcissists and psychopaths and weapons-grade liars. Their methods have also expanded. They include modern weaponry, convoluted financial systems, and mass communications technology. Yet they're still a minority, and the public could just gang up on them. They're also a genetic variant, designed to do the dirty work that regular people don't want to do. The masses put them into positions of power, then have the gall to complain about it. It's not only hypocritical, but also a waste of time. Another offender is the news media, and they're a blight upon the land. They're owned and operated by financial elites who fill the top jobs with liars and dingbats. They, in turn, shovel trash content into the public square. It's done with a pile of rhetorical tricks learned in the university. But corporate propaganda is not bad enough. College-trained pundits have also taken over the net. They repurpose the rhetoric as clickbait by leaning heavily on trivia, dumb guesses, and tribal hatred. Like all partisans, they tell half the story, and that is a very bad thing. It fills the public square with stupidity. The college grads either don't know what they're doing or don't care. Needless to say, the stuff works like a charm. The public are hypnotized by it, and public bandwidth is filled to bursting with stupid fucking bullshit. It's one of the main reasons that society is collapsing. As serious as all of this is, none of it negates the reality. In a modern democracy, the public are responsible for their institutions. They are the majority, and they have all the tools needed to control society. They could stop media corruption simply by changing the channel. But shallow trash is the opiate of the masses, and it's too fun to give up. They have consumer dollars, which would bring corporations under control in seconds flat. But people need intel about corporate practices. Pundits don't provide that or any other useful info, and the public are too lazy to do the job. Both human nature and mob mentality are clear. No one lifts a finger without the promise of personal gain, and civic action is for geeks. Vetting technology would bring science under control. That was tried by the Sabot movement, which is regularly discredited by an army of spin doctors. It also appears in literature, where hobbits take a pass on dirty industry. Of course, the scene is missing from the film. It's standard procedure in Hollywood to remove anything remotely improving. But I digress. The public are currently hypnotized by so-called smartphones. Smartphone is an especially devious term for something that floods the world with toxic stupidity. There's the freedom to organize, and a major priority is to remove the class war policies from the Democratic platform. But liberal voters have been in denial about this from day one. Another job is to reach across the aisle, but in the culture war narrative, the other party is full of assholes. Talking to them risks being canceled. Working with them is out of the question. There's also the vote, which should be the greatest power on earth. But the public are hypnotized by media fabrications. They don't bother with real issues, and they couldn't run a democracy if it had a Mopar and training wheels. High culture is an excellent resource. Smart ideas and humane values are scattered across history and literature, but they're not so easy to find. Professors are paid to conceal them. They usually have contradictions which distract from the main points. They can be complicated, and the mob are too greedy and hateful to understand. Devious types warp the text to serve their greed, and corporate interests don't just suppress educated values. They shovel trash into the world like a bulldozer on meth. Civic action would help, and the idea is not as terrifying as it sounds. There's no reason to overdo it, and no one can undo the destructive habits of hundreds of millions of people. But that's no reason not to try. A couple of hours a week, or even a month, would make a difference. If everyone did that much, this would be heaven on earth. A few lifestyle changes would remake society faster than a goose on the loose. But social conscience doesn't appear in pop culture. When mentioned at all, it's presented as weird or useless or fanatical. Both the media and university hype the wasteful and destructive lifestyle designed in the marketing department. The public are puppets on the string and wouldn't notice responsible living if it had flaming purple hair. Bottom line, society has been taken over by dingbats. They're warped by human nature, which is equal parts greed, hatred, and mob mentality. They're hypnotized by low-mass culture produced in the media, and they're brainwashed by corporate propaganda, from the partisan hatred in cable news to the antisocial social theories in the university to the trivia and dumbass guesses on the net. There's not much that responsible people can do about any of this. They can set an example, they can speak truth to airheads, and there are lifestyle choices and side hustles that would help. But they're vastly outnumbered. Their voices are drowned out by hundreds of millions of airheads, and search engines and AI algorithms are programmed to put stupidity at the top of the stack. To counter this, please like and subscribe, add a positive comment, or put in 10 positive comments, and read the Big Book of Propaganda on Amazon. This is razor sharp intel. In a time when bandwidth is filled with toxic stupidity, it's never been more important to support quality content. The masses are completely and totally brainwashed. Bad beliefs have been drilled into their brains for many years, and they can't be reached by facts or logic. It'll be interesting to see if they'll wreck modern society as they have so many others in the past.